from a gambling raid at the St. Regis Indian Reservation. 47-year-old Art Montour appeared in federal court in Syracuse this morning. He's accused of obstructing justice. State police claim Montour pulled a gun on troopers and prevented them from searching a casino during Thursday's raid. 3 people were injured in a scuffle when police arrested Montour. Montour's wife, Verna, describes what happened to her during the incident.
I wanted to go with him there, which I was denied. So while I was trying to get close to him, I was clubbed and grabbed, and, you know, my arms are completely black and blue. By who? The New York State Police. I can check today while we're here.
Montour was not arraigned today because he didn't yet have an attorney. He's scheduled to be back in court Thursday to answer the charges. State police have blocked access to the reservation since Thursday's raid. Troopers are even keeping journalists out. But reporter Tracy Davidson and photojournalist Dan Roach of News Center 5 did manage to get on the reservation, escorted by some of the Mohawks.
The mood is quiet but tense on the reservation today. State police continue to block off all entrances to the nation. Inside, the Mohawks have their own protection. The warriors, armed with AK-47s, and their own roadblocks. They say they don't want violence, but they will do what it takes to protect their nation's sovereignty. They say the state police are violating their sovereignty by getting involved in nation issues, namely the gambling on the reservation. Tracy Davidson, News Center 5.
And we will have additional details on News Center 5 tonight at 5:30, and Tracy will have a complete report for us this evening at 6.
S&O Bus Lines and its unionized workers have struck a deal which allows the company to begin talks with Central, aimed at selling S&O commuter routes to the Public Transit Agency. While those talks between S&O and Central are underway, the union has agreed to halt talks on a new labor contract.
You can't negotiate for something that's not going to exist. There's no more negotiations right now until this thing is settled, because that would not be in anybody's, at least in my estimation, anybody's favor to negotiate something that may not even exist after a month or 2 months or whatever.
The union's old contract expired last month. The Broome County Humane Society doesn't think mules should dive 30 feet into a pool of water, so the group is going to court today to try and stop 3 mules from taking the plunge at the Broome County Fair. The mules are part of a controversial circus act set to appear at the fair, which opens today. And still ahead on News Center 5, a warning to Moscow.
And the cleanup to end. No ifs, ands, or buts. The story when News Center 5 returns.
Are still made with the finest cuts of meat.
Your baby and head to Kmart, where you can get 42 portraits for $16.95. A big 10x13, 2 8x10s, 3 5x7s, 15 wallets, 9 mini portraits, and 12 all-occasion caption portraits, all for only $16.95. 42 portraits of you. And only at Kmart.
When the burning, itching, and soreness of hemorrhoids flare up, Tux medicated pads give you soothing, cooling relief on contact. For hemorrhoid flare-up, get Tux from Park Davis.
To my beautiful wife.
It's nice to know he still loves the way you look. And if you wear dentures, you can count on Effordent to freshen up dentures and clean away stains so well. With Effordent, all he'll notice is you.
What kind of juice do I want to serve to my own family? That's what I try to ask myself at work. Every orange I see, it's like, would I select that one for my kids? We're making 100% pure juice. Each orange has to be ripe. It has to be sweet, or I just dump it back out. At times, we've rejected truckloads full that were just fine by government standards. But the government isn't putting juice on my table. I am.
Lynn Haycock makes Citrussil Select for your family and for hers.
Midas has the right muffler for almost every foreign car and guarantees them for as long as you own that car. No appointment needed. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
The U.S. is warning Moscow not to try and smuggle suspected spy Felix Bloch out of the country. Soviet embassy personnel reportedly tailed FBI agents as they followed Bloch from Washington to his daughter's suburban New York home. Bloch is the former #2 man at the U.S. Embassy in Austria. Sources report he was videotaped handing a briefcase to a Soviet agent in Paris. So far, the ex-diplomat has not been charged with any crime. The strike by coal miners in the Soviet Union is, for the most part, over. Barry Peterson reports on the labor dispute and its political implications.
They were heading back to work, the major holdouts in a crippling coal miners' strike. Local newspapers this morning published the agreements offered by the Kremlin, and there were assurances overnight the demands would come with guarantees that what Moscow promised, Moscow would deliver. The decision to return to the pits breaks the back of the strike that had spread virtually across the Soviet Union. But there are still small brush fires burning in other regions of the Ukraine. Strikers in other areas say they want written assurances that the settlements apply to them, and officials are on the way to try and resolve those problems. For Mikhail Gorbachev, who appealed to the strikers to end their walkout, it's a political victory. He put his prestige on the line by siding with the strikers, and he put his government's pocketbook on the line by meeting their demands, in some cases giving 40% pay raises. Officials in Moscow are already reassuring the country that other major industries will keep working, railroads for one. The problems that face them will be dealt with, said one official, making it clear railway workers don't need to hit the streets the way the miners did to get what they want. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Moscow.
One person died and 11 others were injured when a B-52 bomber exploded at Kelly Air Force Base in Texas last night. Air Force investigators report the plane caught fire before exploding. The accident happened during a routine maintenance. The blast lit up the nighttime sky and shot debris as far as a mile away. The pilot and second officer of United Airlines Flight 232 are scheduled to talk publicly today about last week's crash landing. Captain Alfred Hayes has been hailed as a hero for guiding the plane to the Sioux City Airport after losing virtually all control. The death toll from the crash landing now stands at 111. More than 180 people survived.
The cleanup of the nation's worst oil spill will end in September. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's what Exxon claims. In a bluntly worded internal memo, Otto Harrison, the man in charge of the cleanup, says Exxon will conduct no cleanup operations during the winter. The memo continues, our only commitment for the spring of 1990 is to survey the shorelines, and the memo concludes these are not negotiable points. A company spokesman claims Exxon never promised the cleanup would last any longer. The Coast Guard reports Exxon has cleaned less than 1/3 of the coastline contaminated by crude oil. Alaska Governor Steve Cooper wants a change in federal law. He argues the system currently allows spillers to decide when a cleanup job is done, and that doesn't make sense.
A growing number of Americans are finding themselves entering a new demographic category. They're called empty nesters. And as money expert Steve Crowley reports, becoming an empty nester not only means a change in your lifestyle, it also means changes in your finances.
6 months ago, the last of Ed and Pat McGowan's 4 children flew the coop, leaving them with fewer bills and more free time. Now they have the financial freedom to make specific changes. The first one, trading in their large home for a smaller townhouse.
When we started to decorate it, I would tell Pat when I would see her doing something that was aimed for the 4 kids, no. And she would have to do the same thing for me. It was weird. It was a transition.
They also find themselves eating out more often.
I had to stop buying and making 2 chickens on the grill all the time. I mean, these are things that you don't realize, but the kids are close in age, so when they left, they all just about left in 4 or 5 years. And now we can go out to eat without saying, this is going to be next month's electric bill if we take 6 of us out to eat.
And like many empty nesters, Pat and Ed have their eye on early retirement. The rule of thumb here, they'll need 70 to 80% of today's income to live comfortably 10 or 15 years from now, throwing in a few luxuries. The key is to start living on a budget. This means paying off car loans, the mortgage, and most bank loans, while your credit cards get paid down too. That's the plan. Then throw in a good dose of expert financial planning from a certified planner so your investments and savings will grow fast enough while you're still getting a paycheck. Don't forget figuring in retirement benefits to the income side of your plan.
I'm Steve Crowley with your Money Report.
And still to come, another sizzler in central New York.
We'll have a report on sports, and Graham is up next with letters to the editor. All of that just ahead on News Center 5.
Is this an apple or is it a pear? Well, whatever we call it, delicious.
At Wegmans, getting your summer pictures developed is convenient. While shopping, your film will be expertly processed by Wegmans photo technicians. Quality guaranteed by Kodak's Color Watch system. We can answer your photography questions, and in many cases, your pictures can be ready by checkout.
And when it comes from Wegmans, you know that it's our best. This is Wegmans best.
At Wegmans Photo Centers and everything we do, we're more committed than ever to getting better than ever.
When the itch of a teeny bug bite or allergic rash seems to take over your life, reach for Benadryl Cream with the most recommended topical antihistamine. It's the kind of relief you can't get from hydrocortisone. Benadryl Cream and Benadryl Spray.
When the burning, itching, and soreness of hemorrhoids flare up, Tux medicated pads give you soothing, cooling relief on contact. For hemorrhoid flare-up, get Tux from Park Davis.
Your Toyota dealers present The Big Save, The Last Days, starring beautiful Camrys, dashing Corollas, tough trucks, and a cast of thousands. Thrill to colossal option package savings. Marvel at the stupendous selection. Cheer the gigantic values. But rush over to your Toyota dealer while there's still time for the last days of The Big Save.
There's a different kind of paper towel. 2-layer thick Coronet Sparkle. It's absorbent and it leaves virtually no lint on tiles, no lint on food, no lint on windows or mirrors. When you use Sparkle, you end up with something extraordinary, something clean. Sparkle, all it leaves is clean.
Grand opening.
Great Northern Mall.
Wednesday, August 2nd.
And now, we're ready to find out what you and your neighbors are writing about in letters to the editor. And here to tell us is Graham.
Thank you, Ron. Taking county lawmakers to task over decisions on jail space, landfills, and oil tanks are on the minds of writers to letters to the editor. The first writer is still waiting for Onondaga County officials to respond to his idea for a new jail site. Letters sent to county legislators asking them to consider the old Allied Chemical tract for a new prison, sheriff's administration, and garage have fallen on deaf ears. If they are going to shell out, spend taxpayers' money, that's the area where it should be spent. How come no response? The next writer is upset with the county's decision to build a landfill in Van Buren. About the Van Buren landfill and the Oil City renovation, the people of Van Buren don't want the landfill, and now they may have won the battle with the help from the FAA, which may cost the city money, or so the city says. They don't pay this cost. We do, the taxpayers. The Oil City companies are planning to move to the farmland of Van Buren. Oh, boy. Moving that kind and quantity of equipment costs money, money that the oil companies then pass on to their customers, so again, the people pay. Why not let Oil City stay where it is? The damage has already been done there. Dam off the lake so no more pollution contaminates any more than what's been done, and put the landfill there. In my opinion, that lake has been used for a dumping ground for years, and it is already a landfill. I'm sure the people of Van Buren would welcome the mall. Why pollute more of our precious countryside than has already been done? Well, if you have something to share, write your letters to the editor. We're here at News Center 5, and the address is WTVH, 980 James Street, Syracuse 13203. Be sure to sign your letters. Only signed letters can be used. And remember, the opinions expressed are those of the writers to letters to the editor and not those of the management staff or advertisers of WTVH.
Okay, well done. Thank you, Graham. Now, the weather, we're in a bit of rut, aren't we?
We're in a rut for about 3 days.
Steamy, sultry conditions.
And it's going to continue, as I said, for the next 72 hours, but then some relief. So if we can just last that long, Ron, we've got it.
Well, we don't have any options, do we?
No, we don't. Today, the sunrise was at 5:47. The sunset tonight will be at 8:34. The records for this date, a high of 95 in 1941 and a low of 45 in 1976. Now, normally at this time of year, we should have a high of about 82, a low of about 61. However, right now in the Syracuse area, we're at 83 degrees, but that's going to go up. Humidity, 65%. The barometer is 30.26, and winds are out of the northwest at 6 miles an hour. Hot and humid conditions will remain with us today, tomorrow, and Thursday as a high-pressure system over the eastern United States remains stationary. But by Thursday night, a cool Canadian-based air mass will cross over our area, bringing relief to the recent humidity. Each day there's a chance for showers or possibly thunderstorms, so we're just going to have to live with this situation for a few more days. Right now in central New York, we have sunny skies. One cloud over there in the corner. Temperatures in the 80s. Oswego already reaching 88 degrees. Fulton, 85. Now let's take a look at our 5-cast. Today, the 3 H's prevail, folks. Hot, hazy, and humid, possibly showers and thunderstorms, a high around 90. Tonight, warm and muggy, low of 65. Tomorrow, possibly sunny, humid, a possible shower or thunderstorm, a high of 90. And tomorrow, well, let's go on to the 5-cast. We've already told you about tomorrow. Thursday, partly sunny, humid, possible showers and thunderstorms, a high 90, a low of 70. Then Friday, we get our relief. Partly sunny, less humid, a high of 80 and a low of 65. And Saturday, partly sunny, less humid, a high of 80, low of 65. So we'll get back below our norm, and it'll be real comfortable by the weekend.
We are going to be on the road again Friday in Oswego for the Harbor Fest celebration, and that weather forecast looks ideal, doesn't it?
Looks great.
You know, whenever we complain, though, about this hot, humid weather, I think about January and February.
Me too, Ron.
You know,
I'll take it any day over that
then
stuff.
Everyone's going to be saying, oh, if we only had some of those hot July days again. Okay, thanks, Liz. Well, the Yankees extended their losing streak to 7 games last night. John Eaves reports it was the long ball which sent the Yankees down to defeat once again.
Yanks and Indians from Cleveland, top of the 4th. Tommy Brookins singling up the middle. Mel Hall will score, and the Yanks led it 2-0. Hall had a big evening, driving in 2 runs for New York. With 2 outs in the 5th, Hall lays down a perfect bunt single, scoring Steve Sachs, and the Yanks led at that point 3-1. But the Indians come back. Joe Carter led off the 6th inning by driving this Clay Parker pitch over the center field wall, his 20th round tripper of the season. And in the next inning, Joey Bell takes this Eric Plunt hanging curveball deep to left field, a grand slam home run. Deion James, Carter, and Pete O'Brien cross the plate in front of Bell. Cleveland wins the game. That final was the Indians 7 and the Yankees 3. Meantime, last night in Texas, Blue Jays and Rangers, Toronto top of the 1st. This is Tony Fernandez with a 2-run home run. Jays led it 2-0. He's followed by the very next batter, Kelly Gruber. This one deep to center field. It's gone, his 13th of the season. As the Jays went on to beat Texas last night, that final was 6-3. John Eaves, News Center 5 Sports.
And another American League action, Toronto beat Texas 6-3, while in the International League, Rochester beat the Chiefs 9-2. Well, Mr. Food is trying to solve a mystery today. A fruit from Asia, which some think is an apple, while others call it a pear.
There's an item on the produce counter we're starting to see more and more of. It's the Asian pear. Also used to be called the pear apple or French pear. Well, it's shaped like an apple, but the skin and the texture is like a pear. Much more juicy, though. Now, originally, it was from Asia. Very exotic. Yes, that means expensive, too. Until now. It's American now. They're being grown better than ever in California. They're becoming more affordable. They're a lot less the imported ones, for sure, and getting more affordable every year. It's supply and demand. When they grow more, the price comes down because they can sell more. And the demand is growing because they're so sweet, so juicy, and special tasting. Special. It's like drinking pear syrup. Oh, baby, are they juicy. And we can put them out with our cheese and wine, and they'll match with any of them. Use them as an easy, complete dessert for the picnic basket, and that's all you need. Put a couple in the fruit bowl. They're the feature standout, the conversation piece. And they'll be around from now, right into November. So it'll be easy to understand why they're getting so popular. One crunchy bite, you'll understand. You got to try one. And as we get more every year, we'll get lower prices every year. And they'll grow more and more lower prices. We're going to be rolling in, ooh, it's so good.
Be honest now, Liz. How often have you said, let's talk about this Asian pear apple? It's a real conversation.
Not often at all, but today, even with the Asian pear, my stomach's been growling this whole show, and Ron's been so nice about it. You haven't said a word. Just a grin on your face. Still ahead on News Center 5, we'll see why Babe the elephant is getting special attention.
She will soon join an exclusive club. That story when News Center 5 returns.
Telephone and I have been through a lot together. There was animal training, then home improvement, and driving lessons. New York Telephone always took care of the wiring they installed in my home. Then I got this in the mail, telling me a federal order could change that.
Now, if you want New York Telephone to continue taking care of the wiring in your home, you have to tell us by mail or by phone. If you don't, we'll have to discontinue your current wire maintenance service. To keep the protection you've got now for the same price you're paying now, return this form today and say yes to wire maintenance service.
New York Telephone and I have been through a lot together, and I want to make sure we stay together. Definitely.
Keep the protection you've got today. Call now, 1-800-777-WIRE.
The Guardians of Peace, a series of reports starting tonight on News Center 5 at 6 o'clock.
Ready for another avant-garde slideshow?
Do I have a choice?
Humor me, okay?
Okay.
Tonight we're thinking green. Here's a forest.
That's a forest, all right.
A frog.
Yum.
Merchants Bank's green sale. Cucumbers.
Oh, wait a minute, go back.
A frog.
No, Merchants Bank's green sale. Isn't that the big loan sale where you pay just 11.89 annual percentage rate on a personal loan or home equity loan?
11.89%? Mm-hmm. Say, do you want to turn off the projector and head down to Merchants Bank's green sale?
Positively.
Shop the Price Jam and save on fresh and crisp iceberg lettuce. Buy one, get one free with coupon. Take home Quaker-made frozen sandwich steaks. The 2-pound package, buy one, get one free with coupon. And Mrs. Filbert's mayonnaise, regular or light, the 32-ounce jar, buy one, get one free with coupon.
Get set for thrilling mystery and romance as Robert Wagner stars in Heart to Heart weekday mornings at 9 following CBS This Morning on WTVH-5. Heart to Heart mornings at 9 on TV5.
Our look at people in the news begins with an unlikely pair of cops. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover's Lethal Weapon 2 remains the top-grossing movie for the third week in a row. Batman is number 2, and the new Billy Crystal movie, When Harry Met Sally, is number 3. Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, is not doing quite as well as expected. Director-star William Shatner is concerned some studio executives might have second thoughts about shooting a Star Trek VI. But producer Harvey Bennett isn't worried. Bennett is already looking over story ideas for the next movie. If he doesn't like what he sees, perhaps he could consider Shatner's latest suggestion. They could beam up Batman.
Well, Shatner isn't tooling around in the Batmobile, but he is in the Oldsmobile.
Yes, he
He's doing
is.
pretty well. It is a joyous time at the Burnett Park Zoo. Babe, the elephant, is expecting.
Only one other elephant has given birth in New York State, so zoo officials are making sure Babe gets the best of care.
The sign reads, "Elephants at work," and these days it couldn't be more accurate. Babe is more than halfway through her 22-month pregnancy. There have only been 72 elephant births in the United States, so this is a special event that requires special treatment. Senior elephant keeper Chuck Doyle thinks the 34-year-old Babe will make a good mother.
When we first got Babe, she was a very nervous animal, and what we did is we gave her a toy, which was a tire, and that tire has become her baby. And wherever she goes, she drags that tire along.
Which tire?
Most of the animals at the zoo clean themselves, but elephants require a bath. They are used to the daily routine.
Lay down.
Like the others, Babe enjoys the hosing down and a drink of water. After carrying her baby for a year, she is just beginning to show.
This is where you see the swelling for the baby right now.
The elephant keepers monitor her progesterone level to see how the pregnancy is coming along.
For the past year, we've been doing that weekly, and we're happy to say that it's progressing very well. And as a matter of fact, she's just starting to show now. And in another few months, comes April 1990, hopefully she'll deliver a healthy and happy baby.
After the bath, there is a daily walk. It was initiated after the pregnancy was announced. Doyle says with Babe, they take no chances.
If it's rainy and slippery, and where we would take her before, figuring she's tough, now we baby her a little and say, nah, we're not going to take the chance that she'll slip and fall.
Still, Babe is expected to give children rides and perform in daily shows. It's part of the exercise routine. But there is no doubt about it. Giving birth in captivity is a big deal, even for the elephant keeper.
I started with elephants about 10 years ago, and it's always been kind of my dream to see a baby drop. I'm very, very excited about it.
Incidentally, Babe was originally given to a U.S. diplomat in East Pakistan, who in turn donated her to the Burnett Park Zoo. That was fun to watch, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And that is really a big event, isn't it?
A big one, Ron.
Major proportion. That's it for right now. We'll see you tonight at 5:30 and 6, and of course again tomorrow at noon. For all of us at News Center 5, have a good day.
Buy your advance sale tickets now for New York State's largest celebration and save $2. Buy your fair tickets before August 25th and save $2. See thousands of exhibits, displays, horse shows, and top-name entertainment, all free for the price of admission. Buy now and save $2. Children 12 and under free. August 25th through September 4th in Syracuse.
Sunshine, fun time, friendlies in the summertime. Get a deal at Friendly's that is super fine. The super single comes for free. Get your pick of 23. Friendly's rich and creamy ice cream. It's gonna be a friendly summer.
Get a free super single cone at Friendly's when you buy any sandwich with fries. Or when you buy any platter. A great deal for a short time.
It's gonna be a friendly summer.
You're watching an unusual summer session at Syracuse University. The classroom setting is informal, but the subject matter is serious. If you think the students look a little young to be attending college, you're right. This fall, there'll be 9th graders in the Syracuse City Schools, and they've made a serious commitment to accept the Syracuse Challenge, a decision that could guarantee them the right to be members of the SU class of 1997. Share their story Thursday at 7:30 on A Pledge and a Promise, the July edition of Something Special, brought to you by KeyBank.
One of the great things about living in Syracuse is the arts. Music, theater, there's always something going on. And how do you keep track of it all? Well, now it's easy. Just pick up a touch-tone phone and call CityLine at 421-WTVH. And then press the entertainment code, 3483. My Take 5 Entertainment Guide will highlight the best of the arts in Syracuse, anytime, day or night. And it's a free local call for most people. TV5 CityLine, 421-WTVH. It's the talk of the town.
News Center 5 at 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Now closed caption for the hearing impaired. A picture may say 1,000 words, but we'll tell the rest of the story.
Families Belong on TV5. Each weeknight at 7, visit with the Huxtable family on The Cosby Show. Top family comedy, weeknights at 7 on TV5.